Well, hello there, everybody. I got to tell you what, that Santana jam that they did at Woodstock, I mean, a soul sacrifice, that's just freaking wild, man. Woo! If you're down, that will bring you up, light you on fire, and send you all around because holy Toledo, it is good. And I'm telling you, wouldn't miss it for the world. Oh, that's my cousin was actually there. So, anyway, hey, it's Thursday. And as I get everything put together here, there, everywhere, yeah, I love this time travel. Speaking favor over us all, nothing missing, nothing broken. And by the way, Witch Moon, I saw that you were needing a little bit of uh, thought there. And I know Jenny is apparently very ill. It was more than just a cold, as she wrote. So, Jenny, and she's putting together something that when I get a little bit more clarity on it, I'll have to read the email again. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So, Jenny, we're sending you some healing. We're sending you some prayer. We're sending you some thought. We're just sending you the positive vibes, girl. And we speak against that which attacks your body. Yeah, ain't going to happen. Not on our watch. So, dear, so good to see you. So, welcome everybody. As I said, we got favor and speaking favor over us all, nothing missing, nothing broken again. So, just going back there and seeing hello everyone in the chat room. Great music. I tell you what, good stuff. Steely Dan, my favorite band. I saw them like 5 different times. Saw Brooks and Dunn 5 different times too. So anyway, good to see everyone. Joe Mack, how are you doing? Used to listening to Paul Harvey. I listened to Paul Harvey back in the day. A lot of what he had to say was like, just saying, Mr. Floyd, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Dr. Hugh, you said you had left a message on your channel's community tab. I'm pretty good at psychicness, but I can't get the name. So send me a link for sure. Appreciate that. Jargo, what's up? Good to see you, F Kitty. Hello, Lauren. Good to see you, darling. Read your email. Yeah. Powerful stuff. There's some powerful energy. There's a lot going on. The doctor's in the house. Doctor, every time I see your name, I think of WKRP, Dr. Johnny Fever, you know. Love that show. That show was well written because they got stuff in there that well, you know, anyway. Bonnie, how are you? Good to see you, Grace. Much favorite to you as well. Emperor Rex, howdy. Jackie, what's up, girl? Gilbert, good to see you. Going to be harvesting a little bit today, Gilbert. Bonnie, what's up? Hello, Miss Stephanie Marie. Good to see you. Did I get everybody? Da-da, Bonnie, Joe Mac. Okay. Well, DC, what's happening? Good to see you as well, Jet. Ruben, how are you? Good to see you. Millie, hello. Lost in Space, good to see you, my friend. Gaia, much love to you and Paul. Pengreedy, good to see you as well. Like lots of folks in here. Know thyself. Linda Espinoza. I love that, darling. Got a great name. It just rolls off your tongue, and that's so cool. Mary, how are you doing? Skies above, good to see you. Go all the way from Croatia. Yeah, we got an international audience, this crowd. Um, so got a poll question. Someone sent me an email. And so I'm going to go ahead and just ask it. So everyone in the chat room, and if you watch this on replay, hello, Loretta, good to see you. Jan, hello. Um, so the question is pretty much a yes or no. Did Rome fail, or did it merely morph into something more powerful? So first of all, did Rome fail? Yes or no? Then second, did it morph into something more powerful? not to influence the vote in any way, right? Not like Zelensky going to a battleground state. What the fuck? Hey, you foreigners, get your fucking ass out of us. You know what? These leaders, you got no business. Listen, no one asked you for your opinion, so shut the fuck up. You're a foreign leader. Your fucking country is causing World War III, you asshole. So shut up. But anyway, I digress. Uh, did it really morph into some? I would say that the world is probably under Rome rule. So let's see. I just want to go back and see the questions now because there's a delay here. Hello, Robert Scott. Good to see you, my friend. Lost in Space, what's up? So, Dave Sullivan, good to see you, brother. So let's see how the questions are going. Colleen says no, Rome did not fail. Yeah, don't think they did too. Now, Lost in Space, I'm gathering that is the second part of the question. So, there was two. Rome is still here, Loretta. I don't think it's really the Vatican. I think the Vatican is just a mirage, like Harris. Um, they say they've got all these books. They say they have the original manuscripts, but no human alive has seen that. So I'm going to lean on maybe the conspiracy theory. Just saying. But anyway, let's see. Rome is still here. Nope, it morphed. Troy, you're right. Gaia says nope. Yep. The doctor morphed. Yep. Blazing River, good to see you as well. Yep, it failed, but it's in its attempt to save itself. It turned into the church, which is as powerful, but more chaos. Rome was its own religion. Yeah, well, yeah, this is why we have diversity of thought and idea. Colleen says yes, and became more powerful. Yeah, I mean, I kind of lean towards the fact that, all right, here, let me just throw this out. Do you think humans were in control of Rome? I mean, you think about what happened. Now, this is a level of genius that I don't think our species has ever reached. To think that a stratagem, not a strategy, a stratagem was created. Now, this stratagem was in the context that time didn't matter. What did matter was that whatever it was strategizing would in fact come to pass. So, hello, Lucky Stone. He says, I think Rome is ancient Greek and still alive and well. Yeah. So getting back, the genius that it would require to put this together, and they did. There's no doubt about it. Rome is still in Rome. Washington, D.C. is Rome. The United States is Rome. The United States is also the New Jerusalem. People don't want to hear that shit. It means we're going to get our ass kicked, but that's on a different topic. So I'm not so sure. Was it aliens? Was it demons? Angels? Non-humans? Because, folks, nothing has ever matched it. So, just saying. I can't help but just, it triggers in the back of my mind. My mind works. Everything is compartmentalized. If you were to walk into my mind, I have an index wall of what index cards are, and like a library, and you just pull it out. But every time I begin to think about this, my mind goes, now wait a minute. Rome, we can pretty much trace Rome, right? How it started, how it became Rome. And if you go backwards, at some point, you hit this wall called Sumer, and then Sumer leads into India, Asia, and then you get into this thing and going, so wait a minute. Is it just me? Do I smell a rat? Uh, hey, Gilbert, what's up? Human-like aliens, guys, above said, very advanced. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would almost seem that way, right? But I keep going back and I'm going, well, what if Enki? What if Enlil, excuse me, and what if Kali? What if these ancient gods, deities, never left? They were able to adjust as we adjusted, and we made it pretty easy for them. The interesting thing I always think about where Rome is concerned and its influence and how the church came about, um, is it just a coincidence that when this new system took over, the earth was plunged into the Dark Ages for nearly 1,000 years? You know, that 1,000 years was probably the time needed to condition us to accept this today. Just my thought. And then I often think about, is the CIA actually run by non-humans? I mean, is the CIA an ancient cult that has emerged itself into this realm and operates out in the open? Well, we could define what open is, I guess. Um, are you talking about the invisible hand? Well, Troy, it's some kind of hand. And I don't think it's one that's work. Hey, B, what's up? 1,000 years been coming up to a lot for me recently. Millie said, yeah. I mean, 1,000 years, you plummet humanity, where the average IQ they estimate was probably 80, 70. That would make you a walking idiot in today's society and culture. So I'm thinking to myself, well, all right. So are you saying that we were smarter before this system came in and took over, and they had to dumb us down generation after generation after generation to the point that when they allowed the light, whatever the freak that is, right? Um, to start shining in. And then suddenly we hit this area called the Renaissance. It was a resurgence. Then we began to find out there were some pretty freaking smart people out there. And I'm wondering if maybe there was this remnant of really smart humans. I don't know, because today we're really dumb. Folks, we really need to concentrate and focus a pushback. The narrative is out there, and right before I went live, Putin is activating this new doctrine, new approach, and he's flat put the line in the sand. He says if the United States allows Ukraine to use these long-range missiles to attack into the interior of Russia, he has said today, expect a nuclear response. This is not playtime. I am just old enough, and I remember my parents with the bomb, my grandparents with a bomb shelter. I remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. I remember seeing Kennedy. I remember, it was, people were really, really scared. And what amazes me is how dumb Americans are. You don't see protests in the street that World War III is about to, and we've got a senile dementia man in the office, and then we've got a nimwit that's right behind him, and Biden wants war. He spoke to the UN and said, we need war. Got to send them more money. We got to send them more ammunition, yada, yada, yada. And the United States is in such a mess. where our own government is trying to apparently kill political opponents. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? You've got cabinet members calling for harm, death to a political candidate. It's crazy. There is no love in the United States. Love is not here, not even on your far right, supposedly Christian station. You don't hear love. No, it's this vitriol, this rhetoric. And all it does is make people hate. Oh, you could hate and still love Jesus, right? I mean, this is crazy. So, anyway, Blazing River. I heard it said today is that Kamala had Willie Brown's cigar in her mouth. So I don't know. Yeah, that's actually a true story. They wish that it hadn't happened. They would hate that the fact that a white man of my stature even comes. They've given up on us on our demographic. You know, it's like, well, listen, lady, you did it. Not saying that dudes don't do the same thing, but hey, you're the one in the spotlights, darling. Anyway, hey, Jerry, what's up? So, off the hook, Iran has been some, yeah, I mean, so you've got Putin saying he supports her. I don't believe that bullshit. I think that's propaganda because the United States, what comes out of the United States is mostly propaganda. I mean, folks, we're in a mind fuck. And I use that literally. You know, it's crazy. So the CIA, it's interesting because we're going to get into the Gateway project. Someone sent me the email. Thank you, by the way. You know who you are. And the version of Biden is the angel of death. I ain't getting no argument on that. Did you see the picture the other day where he crapped in his pants again? I mean, ay, 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 ay. That's why, folks, we need these expeditions getting into the ethereal realm. Call it astral, call it spiritual, call it whatever you want. But I have been reading the email, folks. I don't respond to all, but when I do, um, the expedition group is by percentage off the chart, what is happening to us, which tells me it's kind of what I expected, and it's only going to get more intensified because there is this energy. I mean, the remote possibility is that the CIA believes that there are demigods. You can call them aliens, you can call them non-humans that actually exist. They believe that we, as human beings, have these remarkable minds. They've dumbed us down. They put the fluoride in the water, right? The stories come out that a judge says, well, I think it looks like that this fluoride may be bad shit. You think? I mean, it's a carcinogen. I mean, seriously? Anyway, I digress. That these minds have the ability to connect into unseen realms that actually exist. AI exists in an unseen realm. All computers that communicate through radio, through television, through whatever, using light spectrum now. Yeah, we can do that. They exist. They're real. So let's get into this because it is really, really cool. And expedition members, those of you who are also going with us vicariously, so we're going to be working to where we can give you all kind of an update each week. All right. So, excuse me, the mold here. God, it was like 87,000. And us coming from the dry climate for 2 decades, wow, it jacks with you, man. Anyway, so the Department of Army, this is where you begin to go, okay, so the Army, CIA, goes into this commander. This is supposedly written June 9th, 1983. And I thought this was real interesting in the first part of this, and we're going to get right into the document. It says, you tasked me to provide an assessment of the gateway experience in terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicality. As I set forth to fulfill that tasking, it soon became clear that in order to assess the validity and practicality of the process, I needed to do enough supporting research and analysis to fully understand how and why the process works. Dun 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 dun. Frankly, sir, that proved to be an extremely involved and difficult business. Initially, based on conversation with a physician who took the gateway training with me, I had recourse to the biomedical models developed by Inske Bentoff to obtain information concerning the physical aspects of the process. Then I found it necessary to delve into the various sources for information concerning the quantum mechanics in order to be able to describe the nature and functioning of the human consciousness. They've known. That's why they're curious about what we're doing. I mean, if we're able to even get a marginal success, folks, yeah, I had to be able to construct a scientifically valid and reasonable lucid model of how consciousness functions under the influence of the brain's hemisphere synchronization technique employed by Gateway. Once this was done, the next step involved recourse to the theoretical physics in order to explain the character of the time-space dimension and the means by which expanded human consciousness transcends in its achieving Gateway's objectives. Finally, I again found it necessary to use physics to bring the whole phenomenon of the out-of-body state into the language of physical science to remove the stigma of its occult connotations and put it in the frame of reference suited to the objective assessment. I began the narrative by briefly profiling the fundamental biomedical factors affecting such related techniques as hypnosis, biofeedback, and transcendental meditation so that their objectives and mode of functioning could be compared in the reader's mind with the gateway experience as the model of its underlying mechanics was developed. Additionally, that introductory material is useful in supporting the conclusions of the paper. I indicated that at the time, these related techniques may provide useful entry points to accelerated movement in the gateway experience. Folks, that's what the expedition is about. And we've already started the process. Niels Bohr, the renowned physicist, once responded to his son's complaints about the obtuse nature of certain concepts in physics by saying, "You are not thinking, you are merely being logical." The physics of altered human consciousness deals with some conceptualization that are not easily grasped or visualized exclusively in the context of ordinary left brain linear thinking. So, to borrow Dr. Bohr's mode of expression, parts of this paper will require not only logic, but a touch of right brain intuitive insight to achieve a complete, comfortable grasp of the concepts involved. Nevertheless, once that is done, I am confident that their construction and application will stand up to the test of rational critique. Now, this is a rather long one, and we'll probably go back to it because what he is talking about is this document right here. This is the first part. There's like 9 parts. You can actually go online and listen to all 9 of the audio tapes that are in this. So it says, congratulations. You are embarking on an exciting and rewarding adventure. You are about to discover your ability to perceive, direct, and control your life in ways you never imagined possible. The hemi-sync process provides the tools, you supply the action. Hemi-sync, registered trademark. is a patented audio technology developed through 40 years of researching the influence of sound on human capabilities. Complex blends of hemi-sync, sound frequencies facilitate different states of consciousness as you proceed through the gateway experience. There are no subliminal messages. You are in control. Cultivate openness. Approach each exercise without exceptions. Open yourself to the same childlike sense of wonder that characterized your first explorations of the physical world. Folks, if you can do that, you are master. Many people find it helpful to hold relaxation as their only goal, allowing them to notice and value subtle shifts in consciousness. Maintain awareness of your experience without judging, and remember that you may perceive in different ways. Pay attention to the kinetic sensations such as motion, tingling, or pulsing in your physical body. You may see lifelike or symbolic images, and that is in bold print, so apparently symbols. And if you've been out there before, you know they're there. They're in your dreams. Lifelike or symbolic images in your mind's eye. Auditory perceptions may manifest as verbal message, sounds, tones, even music. Gateway participants often report intuitive perceptions of sudden comprehension, a knowing, a gestalt. There is no right or wrong way to experience these exercises. Allow yourself to appreciate the value and uniqueness of your own perceptions. Recommendations for use. Do not listen while driving. Using any standard quality stereo equipment with headphones in a distraction-free, darkened room where you can remain undisturbed for about 45 minutes. If exterior sound penetrate, simply let them pass by. Do not use Dolby T or other noise reduction systems. Wait an hour after eating and use the bathroom before getting comfortable. Avoid alcohol, drugs, or excessive caffeine. Loosen tight clothing. Remove shoes and glasses or contact lenses. Experiment with lying down or sitting with your head supported to find out which you prefer. Adjust your position as needed. Scratch an itch, pull up or remove a blanket when metabolic changes produce coolness or warmth. I've been noticing a few metabolic changes at night myself. Seriously. Sweating. I mean, my dreams, I was physically freaking tired and I had soaked it was, yeah. Lower the volume so the words are barely within your hearing range. Otherwise, the voice, after a silent period, may startle you. You may experience variations in the volume of the hemi-sync frequencies. These are intentional. Do not readjust the volume. Many people find that documenting their experiences in a journal is a fascinating method to reinforce learning and review progress. Try it. You may find it helpful to review the frequently asked questions, see below, from time to time as you move along. And I hope you will go and they're available. They're out there. I downloaded them myself. Yeah. Work with each exercise in sequence after you feel comfortable with the ones preceding. The right pacing is different for each of us. There are no rules here. You may listen to one exercise daily for a week or a month and then work at a slower or faster pace with others. Trust your intuition to know when you are ready to move on. Sounds like Sunday night, doesn't it? Because we're connecting. We're connecting on a frequency that, anyway. All right. Discovery, wave one. Discovery orientation. Energy conversion box becomes your mental container to hold concerns, distractions, or interferences for the duration of the exercise. I have a literal closet, and I've practiced it for a long time. And, you know, when I put distractions, they go into the closet. And it's interesting. I had never thought about the energy conversion box, but okay. See it, feel it. And by the way, mine has a high gloss enamel white paint with custom oak trimming. So, yeah, I can tell you what the doorknob. But anyway, uh, think it or simply imagine it. Your container may be simply or ornate, high tech or antique, a wooden chest or a spear of light, a vacuum cleaner or a nuclear particle collector. Imagine concrete symbols to place in the box, such as a wallet for financial worries, a photo or doll representing someone who is on your mind. You can place limiting words like can't, should, shouldn't, or must in your container. Brick walls to symbolize your defense. A desk or computer to symbolize work. Experimental. It's a tool for you to use. Allow it to change and return to it whenever you wish during an exercise to place inside a new distraction. I can see this, you know? Gotcha, you little bastard. And now you're going to put you into the distraction box. Affirmation. Focus your intention and attention. You may use the words as spoken in the exercise, modify them to maximum personal relevance and significance, or substitute your own version. Experiment, make it yours. There was a program that went around, it was right after EST, and EST was a weird mind coitus thing. It really was. But, excuse me, there was a similar program. It was damn expensive, but and back then it was cassette tapes, and it was called the Delphi program, and quite interesting. I mean, yeah, resonant tuning accelerates the gathering of your vibrational energy while reducing internal dialogue. It helps vitalize and charge your entire system and loosens blockages in natural energy channels. Notice any physical manifestations as you vocalize aloud. The sounds on the exercise are only a guide. Set your own rhythm and pace. Move up and down in scale. Experiment with different vowel sounds. Now, isn't it odd that the Hebrew language, the alphabet, has been shown scientifically to literally open portals? So this, to me, is very ancient knowledge. Technology, yeah. Breathe only slightly deeper than you normally would, and as you inhale, imagine pulling sparkling, vibrant energy into all parts of your body. Allow it to move gently around in your head as you hold your breath. Try releasing tired, stale energy through the soles of your feet with each exhalation. In opening and closing of your eyes may at first feel awkward, but try doing it anyway. It's valuable for learning that you can control anatomic processes with habitual behavior. You can return at any time to full waking consciousness by simply breathing normally, opening your eyes, or moving the fingers of your right hand. Focus 3 is the first signpost along your journey. A hemi-sync state where your brain and mind are more coherent, synchronized, and balanced. Return to full waking consciousness, C1. At the end of this, and every exercise is facilitated by a strong audio signal. Despite the temptation to take off your headphones early, Listen to this signal until it is withdrawn. The more completely you come back from each exercise, the further you can go into the next. Discovery 2, Introduction to Focus 10. Focus 10 is a level in which your mind remains awake and alert while your body sleeps calmly and comfortably. Follow the instructions, focusing upon and then totally releasing each body part. Your body knows how to do this and to look with your closed eyes as you move towards profound relaxation. Don't fall asleep. One of the paradoxes of mind wake, body sleep, is the possibility of heightened sensitivity, awareness that the pores of your skin breathe, hearing the swish of blood flow through your ears, feeling your heartbeat. Spontaneous remote sensing is also possible. Hearing sounds you would swear you are hearing this time, but not the last time, or perceiving far away delicate odors. Place all expectations in your box. Relax and simply go with wherever you are experiencing. Health affirmation at the end of each exercise helps you balance physical and non-physical energies. Know that it is working for you without effort on your part. Discovery 3, Advanced Focus 10. Resonant energy balloon, REBAL, is a valuable tool to create a high energy state within and around you. Your REBAL acts as a magnet, attracting influences you desire and shielding you from undesired energy. The more you build your REBAL, the better you sustain higher energy levels. Your REBAL may spontaneously change form, develop a delicate membrane, or become radiant like an intensified aura. Although you may not always perceive your REBAL, play with sensing it through feeling and or muscle sensations and or visually. Build and rebuild it, storing the energy as in a charged battery. You can turn it on and use it while in C1 or in any other state, much as you would turn on a light. Use one resonant energy breath as the switch. Inhale vibrant energy, and as you, inhale, inhale a vibrant energy, and as you hold it, think of a bright moving circle, and with the number 10 inside it. Let the circle surround you as you exhale. Experiment with popping your REBAL while in a group of people and see if its resonance attracts people who are in harmony with it. How interesting. Try extending it around your car to note if you negotiate traffic or find parking more easily. Now, I don't know about you, but you're probably thinking, you know, I'm already doing this in a lot of different ways. Now, it's interesting, you know, to apply this to the audio tapes. And I have a feeling that for many of us, it's like riding a bike. Yeah. Discovery 4, Release and Recharge. Release and Recharge teaches you a method you can use daily, with or without the tape, to release and convert self-imposed limits resulting from the incrustation of negative emotions. Well written, great descriptive words. And isn't it true? Folks, don't grow old and become crabby and you become bitter. You know, Proverbs says that, an angry, bitter person is going to suffer from arthritis. It dries the bones, is what it says. And there really are, as you go through the stages of life, you have to keep an open mind. And sometimes that requires you taking a chisel to those barnacles. Sometimes those little sons of bitches are hard to get off. But if you keep pounding on, you're eventually going to get them off. And then you have that bright, beautiful creation that you always were. And I love that. the negative emotions. And man, many of us know, you know, childhood, relationships. I mean, yeah, very easy to become bitter. Don't do it. Learned fear can be a useful warning signal, but you no longer need it after you acknowledge the warning. In Focus 10, you can calmly identify and gently release fears, blocks, limits, any interference of your growth, and replace blocked energy with the pure energy that existed before the limits were imposed. For purposes of this exercise, fear denotes the primary emotional charge connected to the self-imposed limit. You know, I grew up at a time where, the adults, who were supposed to be the adults, they were really good at trying to break your spirit. Again, there's a proverb says, you know, words will break a child's spirit. And broken spirits are very difficult to heal. Yeah. So I like this. For purposes of this exercise, okay, yeah, excuse me. Um, Trust that your larger self knows what you are ready to uncover. Simply follow the instructions and see what comes up for you. If nothing comes, bubble nothing away and accept that the process may be working on a deeper levels of consciousness. When you are directed to perceive the memory, the event, you may connect with a specific occasion or with a memory of your prior unlimited experience. Always pull in clean energy as a final step. Wow. Here's an example of how energy conversion works. You may perceive a fear of speaking up in groups. Once you have bubbled that away, you perceive the emotion of embarrassment associated with that fear. After releasing both, you reconnect with the joy and gratification you felt as a small child when sharing your experiences with other people. When you then reclaim your pleasure in communicating and sharing yourself with others. And I was just thinking, I was drawn back in time. You know, I was, I was a very active child. And, you know, I remember always coming in and doing a show. I would put on shows, puppet shows for the other kids. But my point is, you got to get that same energy back. You know, if you'd like to dance, and then you'd have the adults kind of saying, "Oh, isn't that cute?" and whatever. But you were enjoying dancing. Yeah, yeah. Think about that, folks. Once you are comfortable with the exercises as described, you can experiment with deliberately depositing and then retrieving from your box a symbol for anything you believe may be interfering with your progress. Follow all other instructions. The only difference is that you predetermine what to work with. For example, if you suspect that unconscious fear of separating from the physical body is blocking your progress, place a symbol for this fear, a magic carpet anchored to the ground, into the box, and follow the instructions to release it. This exercise is not a quick fix or one-shot panacea. Most self-imposed limits have many layers and will require repeated efforts. But if you truly desire to transcend your limitations, it can greatly facilitate your progress. Take heart from the many people who report it to be among the most valuable exercises of the entire series, and that many who used it daily to clear out current frustrations and disappointments before they become encrusted. Good stuff. Discovery 5, exploration, sleep. Exploration in sleep is based on the concept that sleep is a natural gateway into other states of consciousness. Expedition members, come on. This is when you, yeah, it's beyond coincidence, synchronicity. I mean, this is the epitome of synchronicity. Yeah, we're doing this already. We probably, most of us didn't even realize it. Most of us probably realized it. It may be that whether or not we remember, our non-physical consciousness passes through this gateway every night. The exercise helps you recall this common natural process in C1 when you awake. It is important not to hold expectations. Let them go. Relax. Approach the exercise with a playful sense of curiosity and interest. Yeah, that's exactly why we're doing this expedition. Because the curiosity I had was already in you as well. Ah, yeah, you get affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. Just as you opened it to the wonders of the physical world when you were very young, to be open now in the same way to non-physical experience. You may choose to add to the affirmation a statement such as, I am wholly without expectations and open to all experiences that await me. During the exercise, questions such as, am I starting to separate? Or is this what I'm supposed to be feeling? Interfere with the process. Put them in the box. There's plenty of time to assess your experiences after the exercise. Simply go with whatever happens and remember that you may perceive in many different ways. The hemi-sync signals fade at the end of the exercise, leaving you in natural sleep. Discovery 6, Free Flow 10. Free Flow 10 is an opportunity to create your own experience and pursue your own purpose with all the tools learned thus far. Seek only what you really want to know and be responsible for the knowing. Whatever you receive becomes a part of you. Your beliefs, energy, and attitude influences the intensity and the extent of your free flow exploration. A sense of gratitude enhances communications and union with sources outside your conscious boundaries. Wow. This is why we love this group of ours. So many are going, yeah, yeah. And now, again, go there and listen to the tapes. And now that you have this, see what happens. I have a curiosity, but I've always been curious. If you have a particular purpose, write it down beforehand in a succinct, straightforward manner. Hold it in mind as you begin, but remain open to whatever you experience. Expectations of when and how guidance should come may block the very knowledge you seek. You need not know the way to guidance. Choose only to be guided. You may or may not see or hear. Tingles or twitches and intuitive cues can be equally enlightening. One gateway experiencer felt nothing but a cramp in the leg. The valuable insight that the object of attention was cramping her style came on later. Use repetitions of this exercise to play with a particular tool. Your affirmation, box, the reball, etc. Each time you work with the exercise, explore from a fresh perspective. Don't expect your experience to resemble anyone else's. Value your own uniqueness. It is all right to re-examine a previous experience, but do so with openness rather than trying to recreate an identical situation. In summary, enter the free flow with awareness, serenity, openness, and joy. Looking ahead, discovery is only the first step of your ongoing adventure with personal growth. Just as each discovery exercise builds upon what you have already learned, the entire Gateway Experience course builds upon itself. As you proceed through the rest of the course, feel free to repeat any earlier exercise when you feel moved to do so. The results are cumulative. Your continuing explorations can catapult you into higher levels of awareness. Wave 2, threshold, is awaiting you with 6 sequential exercises. Well, I got that tongue-tied. Each taking you to new, exciting destinations along your journey of self-development. You'll learn powerful tools for controlling your non-physical energy, and you'll use the high energy state of Focus 12 to make important differences in your life. This one here has contact your dealer, etc., etc. So, okay. Frequently asked questions. What should I do if I feel not quite awake and alert after listening to an exercise? There are many effective methods for grounding. You can slowly count from 10 to 1, drink cool water, take a cold shower, or splash cold water on your face, neck, and wrist. Weather permitting, walk barefoot outdoors, taking deep breaths and releasing excess energy through your feet. Place your back against a tree and imagine energy flowing from your head to the branches above and from your feet to the tree's roots and down into the very center of the Earth's core. Will hemi-sync become a crutch, excuse me? Absolutely not. The hemi-sync exercises are like training wheels on a bicycle, wonderful for practice, but unnecessary as you learn to ride far and free without support. Now, due to time, this is what these exercises look like. These are the first affirmations. So, and you can see that this was restriction. The material contained here is intended for personnel and private use only, and by those who have completed the first session of the Gateway program. The attempted application by others may result in undesirable and uncontrolled effects, detrimental. Does that scare you? Say to your mind, say to yourself, I am more than my physical body. Because I am more than physical matter, I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. Therefore, in these exercises, I deeply desire to expand, to experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use such greater energies and energy systems as may be beneficial and constructive to me and to those who follow me. Also, during these exercises, I deeply desire the help and cooperation, the assistance, the understanding of those individuals whose wisdom, development, and experience is equal or greater than my own. I ask their guidance and protection from any influence or any source that might provide me with less than my stated desires. I now protect myself as may be needed from such influences and reject any source that may restrain me from my stated desire. You learn these techniques. I learned this freaking back in the 80s, that if you really want something, write it down. If you want a car, put the picture of the car on there. These are the things that Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar's and all the rest, Earl Nightingale, this is the same process, exactly the same. But I do like that affirmation. Second affirmation, I open this channel of communication only to those whose knowledge, wisdom, development, and experience is equal or greater than my own. I restrict such contact and communication to constructive purpose and reject all other. Boy, I tell you what, expedition members, this is what we were also talking. Here's the answer. I open such channel only when I go consciously desire. At all other times, it will remain closed, keeping the portal closed or opening the portal, right? Gateway notes, you may want to refer to the following notes for your exercise sessions. Remember that these are but guidelines. We strongly encourage you to use your own ideas and ingenuity during your exercise sessions. This one gets in, I can see it at the time. So, and then we'll get into this one. This one actually gets into more of the program itself. So, and we'll get back into the letter of this because in this we start getting into, we'll pick this up tomorrow, exactly how this brain hemisphere synchronization works. Now, many of us have already been using it. If you're very much into meditation, you already know uh, hypnosis. Part of sales is that you actually use a form of hypnosis. Yeah. And we'll get into that transcendental meditation. We'll get into some of this. So this will be really fun. Tomorrow will be just another one of the part of our journeys. And yeah. And I think as well that collectively, that is, we all kind of, apply, okay, well, now I see what they're talking about. That you look at this, and so if we can do this individually, then we can do this as a group. That's what they said. Those who have gone before us, I think they paved the way for us, to be candid with you. I have found this process of this expedition not an effort. In fact, it's very easy. It's very natural. I haven't found anything, quite frankly, that has in any way been any type of negativity. So, anyway, I hope you found this fun. I did. Um, Mary says, "Love one." I like that. Stephanie Marie, voiceover by Stephanie Marie. Well, happy birthday, darling. I'll make sure to say it again tomorrow. But happy birthday to you. Um, See, Millie? Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments. We're already there. I mean, it's amazing. Our biggest step as a society is to remove shame and fear regarding our good or bad singing voices. Sing is his praise. Singing, singing is just healthy for you. It'll keep your mind young, it keep your body young. That's why my wife married me. She said, and she'll tell you, I always sing, always, because I got a song in my soul. All right. Hope you found this fun. If so, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, share, you know, whatever, right? All I know this is that I can't think of a better group to have this knowledge in common with. And Expedition folks, when we meet on Sunday, we'll bring a lot of this up because it answers a lot to, I think, that what we were discussing. So, Lost in Space, what's up? Good to see you. Vortex, be amazing. I would love to travel to the Southern Hemisphere one. Yeah, so would I. I think that would be kind of cool. Okay, folks, enjoy the rest of the day. I've got plenty of yard work to be doing, and I do mean, and it's perfect. I'll get a good suntan out there. Working out in the yard, it's really healthy for you too. That's all I got to say. It's fun. Then I'm going to be harvesting some later today. So get out there and enjoy the day. Much love to all of y'all. Thank you for being a part of this journey. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. And I do appreciate every one of you. Hello, Jules. How are you? Good to see you, darling, all the way from Australia. Rather early in the morning, I guess, isn't it? I'm not sure. All right, Mr. Floyd, have a blessed and most favored day. Exactly. Thor's Day. All right, Gaia, how you and all of Paul doing? This is really good stuff, folks. I mean, um, it's life-changing. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Freaking life-changing. Okay. All right, until we meet tomorrow, have a fun one.